What's going on, guys? I'm back here today with a great new product out of JMAC Customs. Finally, for ZPAPs, M85s, M92s, those good old Zastavas, we got an M-LOK free-floated handguard system. All right, guys, so here it is. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen this already. You've seen me post about it. The JMAC Customs MMS system for the M85s and M92s. And for the longest time, I always wanted to get, there's a couple of companies out there that make the wooden lower handguards with M-LOK slots built into it. So you still maintain that wood look, but you could still run M-LOK stuff, so flashlights and whatever, grips, or however you wanted it set up, they could do that. So finally, JMAC, who I think is like the king of AK accessories, they did their M-LOK system handguards for the full length and then finally came out with the pistol version ones. And I had to get one because even though it was a slightly different look that I was going for originally, keeping it kind of wood and doing that, I really thought, you know what? That M-LOK black would really set it off, leaving the top handguard in wood and having, the banana mag and the Bakelite grip. I really felt like it would look nice and have, of course, the functionality that I wanted. And sure enough it did, and it's great. It reminds me of my Zenikoed out, Russian setup of my KP9 with the black handguard down bottom and the wood on the top. All right, so I do want to talk a little bit about the install process. Obviously, it's already installed and I can't do it here, but I want to talk about some of the issues that I ran into with my particular firearm. So depending on what firearm you have and what batch it came from, what spec it's on, it could be slightly out of spec. So what I found with mine was the notch in the barrel that locks in to your retaining piece here to lock in your lower handguard to the receiver on the factory one. It was just slightly out of spec to the point where when I put this one on, I didn't have enough wiggle room to tighten that latch back again. And I was fighting with it for a while, trying to figure out what to do. And just found out that my particular one was just ever so slightly, that notch that's in the barrel was slightly out of spec. So I was talking to other people that had these and they were saying like, no, theirs went on perfectly fine. So what I had to do was I had to take a file and then eventually a Dremel and remove a little bit of material on that notch just ever so slightly to give it enough room for that latch to come back over and lock into place. Is that a big deal? No, because I'm not going to really take this thing off. But if I wanted to and to go back to the handguard, I still could do that because I didn't take that much material where the handguard would be, sloppy. But I don't know what it would be like, and I'm not taking it off. So just something to note, yours could take a little bit of modification. But enough talking about it. Let's get to shooting. All right, guys, so this handguard really opens you up to a lot of different options. It's got the slots for anything you might want to put on there. I am going to put a flashlight on at some point. It's not sure which direction I want to go, which light I want to use, how I want to run it. Obviously you can throw vertical grips or slanted grips, whatever, or hand stops. I got a hand stop and a sort of like a knurled space filler for like a more grippy texture there. So this is currently set up as my bag gun. This is a pistol in my bag, and this is how I'm running it. I say one thing that will be the downside of any aluminum or metal type handguards in any pistol or rifle is going to be that, you know, the heat sink. It's warm. Is it burning my hand? No. Is it warm? Yes. To some people, would they say it's hot? Yes. I can leave my hand on here, no problem, but it's definitely warm. You're not going to get that same, you know, heat sink out of the wooden handguards that, you know, come on AKs. It takes a lot more for that to happen. If this is what you're into, and this is how you want to customize it, you want to bring AKs into that modern era of setups to add on all the fixings that you would want and set up your rig the way you want it. This is a very, very good option to do so, and to my knowledge, the only option for Z-Paps, M85s, M92s on the market. So again, JMAC doing the Lord's work over there with all the great AK accessories, my go-to for AK stuff. And you're probably saying, Steve, well, you're not an AK guy. You're right, but when I am an AK guy, that's where I go. So, all right, guys, don't forget, Steve MP5 on the Instagrams. I'll see you next time.